The Evil Changeling. The moon hung low, bathing the village in a silver glow, revealing the thatched roof huts and winding paths. Inside one such humble abode, the home of the Owusu family, lay the cradle of young Khadija. She was a darling baby, her cherubic face framed by tufts of ebony hair, and her innocent eyes sparkled with curiosity. The moonlight streamed through a crack in the hut's wall, caressing her peacefully slumbering form. Unbeknownst to her parents, who rested nearby, a sinister presence lingered just outside. This was Aziza, a creature, a trickster of the night. Aziza was drawn to innocence, and tonight, Khadija was the target. With a slight rustle, Aziza crept into the room, its presence chilling the air. Its eyes, deep and dark like the abyss, fixated on the sleeping child. The creature extended its elongated, clawed fingers toward Khadija's cradle, its touch like a cold breath on her innocent skin. In a moment of malevolent precision, Aziza swapped Khadija with a changeling, a hollow vessel devoid of a soul. The crib shifted, and the changeling, bearing a striking resemblance to Khadija, lay in the cradle. Its eyes, once mirrors of innocence, were now lifeless pools of darkness. The real Khadija, nestled in the arms of Aziza, was spirited away to an otherworldly realm. She was now part of the realm of changelings, a place where time and space danced to an ancient melody. The cries of the changeling within the cradle filled the hut, a mournful wail that sent shivers down the spines of any who heard it. Khadija's parents stirred, awakened by the eerie cry. They rushed to the cradle, their hearts pounding with inexplicable fear. The changeling, devoid of a soul, bore a resemblance that deceived even the keenest eye. It whimpered, attempting to mimic the cry of a human child. A gnawing ache settled in the hearts of Khadija's parents, a sense that something was gravely wrong. The moon, oblivious to the tragedy unfolding beneath its watchful gaze, continued its journey across the sky. And so, in the village of Kwabena, the changeling girl's story began. A tale of heartache, mystery, and the relentless pursuit of identity in the heart of Africa. Khadija was different, and she knew it all too well. As she grew, a sense of resentment festered within her, a bitterness born from the realization that she would never truly be accepted as one of the humans. She had tried. Oh, how she had tried, to mimic their ways, to blend in seamlessly, but it seemed her efforts were always met with cautious glances and uneasy reactions. Her heart ached for the warmth of acceptance, for the embrace of belonging. But that was a dream that forever eluded her grasp. Her family, the Owusus, were loving, in their own way. Seko and Abina, her parents, had cared for her since she was an infant, their hearts swayed by a deep love they couldn't quite explain. Yet, no matter how hard they tried to hide their doubts, Khadija could sense them. The lingering questions in their eyes, the unspoken thoughts that weighed on their hearts. Khadija's older brother, Kwesi, was a thorn in her side, constantly reminding her of her true nature. "You're not my real sister," he would taunt with a cruel smirk. And he was right. Khadija was not his real sister. She was a being who had roamed this world for over a century, drawn here by an insatiable curiosity about the enigmatic human realm. Her existence was driven by a desire to experience human emotions, relationships, and culture firsthand. She had hoped that by living among them, she could unlock the secrets of their ways, emotions, and behaviors. This knowledge, she believed, would be valuable in the mystical realm, where understanding and interacting with humans held great significance. Khadija's needs were more complex than those of her human family. While they nourished themselves on food and affection, she craved something deeper, an essence that could sustain her for centuries. She fed off human energy, their emotions, and the very life force that flowed within them. Infiltrating the Owusu family had provided her with a steady source of sustenance, but it came at a heavy price. As Khadija continued to grow in the Owusu household, so did the insatiable hunger that dwelled within her. The energy she needed from her human hosts had grown over the years, and she could feel the mounting toll it took on them, both physically and emotionally. It was a cruel irony. Khadija could see the suffering etched into their faces, the exhaustion that clung to her family like a shroud. She watched as her parents, Seko and Abina, aged before her eyes, their once vibrant spirits fading. They struggled to find the vitality that had once defined them. Seko, once known for his boundless energy and infectious laughter, had become a shadow of his former self. Abina, her mother, who had radiated warmth and strength, now bore the weight of exhaustion in every line on her face. Khadija's older brother, Kwesi, was not immune to the effects either. He had grown increasingly irritable, his mood swinging like a pendulum, and his once playful demeanor had been replaced by an underlying tension. Yet, despite the physical and emotional toll she could see so clearly, Khadija could not help herself. She enjoyed the act of siphoning their energy. It was an addiction that clawed at her, compelling her to feed, to draw sustenance from her family's life force. One warm afternoon, the Owusu household received an unexpected visitor, an old woman, their great-aunt, who had come to pay a visit. Khadija, immersed in her toys and seemingly disinterested in the elderly woman, gave her only a passing glance as she continued her play. The old woman, however, was not one to be easily dismissed. Her keen eyes bore into Khadija's movements and aura, sensing something amiss, something otherworldly. She watched as Khadija played, her expression a mask of curiosity and intrigue. The old woman motioned for the couple to meet her outside. With a silent understanding, the parents, Seko and Abina, excused themselves from the room. The old woman had something important to share, and they could see the urgency in her eyes. "Your daughter, Khadija," she began, "she is not what she appears to be." Seko and Abina exchanged worried glances. "What do you mean?" Abina asked, her voice quivering with concern. The old woman's gaze was unwavering as she continued, "I've seen the signs, the telltale marks of a changeling. Your rapid aging, the lack of energy that plagues your family, and other peculiarities you might have witnessed, like the amusement she finds in grave matters, and the enjoyment she takes in the suffering of others." Seko and Abina were taken aback. They had tried to conceal these unsettling aspects of Khadija's character from outsiders, fearing what it might mean. The old woman, however, had seen through the facade. "So, what do we do?" Abina asked, her voice almost pleading. The weight of the revelation pressed upon them, and they were desperate for guidance. The great-aunt, wise and resolute, considered their options. "There are methods that can be used," she began, "such as threatening harm to the changeling. It might compel her to admit her true nature. But I see the reluctance in your eyes." The parents nodded, hesitant to resort to such drastic measures. "Changelings often have a curiosity about the human world," the great-aunt continued, "and a desire to experience it firsthand. We can use this curiosity to our advantage. Offer her experiences or information about the human realm that she desires, and in exchange, ask her to reveal her true self." As Seko and Abina re-entered the room, Khadija felt a palpable shift in the energy. Her senses tingled with an unfamiliar tension. She glanced up from her toys, her dark, soulless eyes locking onto the expressions of utter fear in her parents' eyes. Did they know? Did they finally understand what she was? Before Khadija could analyze the situation further, the old woman spoke, her voice carrying the weight of authority. "Khadija, we know what you are," she declared, her gaze unwavering. The room seemed to hold its breath in anticipation. Khadija's initial reaction was a surge of amusement. Who did this woman think she was? Did she truly believe that Aziza, a creature of ancient mystery, could be coerced into revealing her true nature? But then the old woman continued, offering a proposition that gave Khadija pause. "If you reveal yourself," she said, "we will share with you the secret that makes a human. In return, you must promise to leave and never return, and you must return the real Khadija to her family." Khadija contemplated the offer, her mind racing. It was a proposal that seemed too good to be true. The allure of understanding the essence of humanity, of comprehending the intricate puzzle that was human existence, was a temptation she couldn't easily dismiss. Slowly, she began to yield to the overwhelming curiosity that had driven her to infiltrate the human world in the first place. With a deliberate motion, Khadija's transformation began. Her body shifted, morphing into the true creature that lay beneath her deceptive facade. Gasps of shock and horror filled the room as the illusion fell away, revealing the changeling in her true form. Her skin took on an otherworldly pallor, and her eyes, once dark and soulless, now glinted with ancient wisdom. The room seemed to grow colder, the atmosphere heavy with the presence of a being not entirely of this world. Abina, overcome by the reality of the creature before her, could not contain her nausea at the thought of this being suckling from her breast for more than a year. The revelation of what had transpired in her home filled her with a mixture of revulsion and anguish. Aziza, eyes gleaming with anticipation, couldn't help but drool at the revelation of the one thing she had relentlessly pursued but failed to harness: humanity. "So, what is it?" she asked, unable to contain her excitement. The old woman, her voice soft yet firm, began to unveil the elusive secret. "Being a true human," she explained, "lies within the soul." Aziza's excitement soared, her heart pounding with anticipation. Okay, she exclaimed eagerly, so how do I get one? Tell me. The old woman's gaze remained steady as she shattered Azizas' hopes with a simple truth. It is not acquired, she stated gently. It is a gift bestowed upon humans at birth. Azizas' face twisted in disbelief, her hopes dashed in an instant. She had been tricked, led to believe that the unattainable was within her grasp. The knowledge of something she could never possess was a cruel blow, and her frustration was evident. With a burst of supernatural agility, Aziza leaped through an open window, disappearing into the night, leaving only a chilling breeze in her wake. Her departure was swift, and the question lingered. Would she return to seek vengeance, or was she gone for good? Within a week, the true Khadija returned, her presence a balm to her worried family. They embraced her with tears of joy, relieved to have her back. The changeling had departed, leaving behind an eerie memory. Back in her rightful place, Khadija had to reacquaint herself with the ways of her kind. She was grateful for the warmth of her family, the laughter, and the love that surrounded her. Life in the Owusu household slowly returned to normal, though the memory of the changeling's presence would forever linger as a testament to the enigmatic forces that could disrupt their world. Thank you for watching our story, The Changeling, and we hope you enjoyed it. What lessons did you draw from this story? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and be part of the tribe. Thank you for watching The Tales of the Savannah. We will see you next time, in the Savannah.